Alright everybody, we're back for round 2. This is the first round of the event that I am playing in. We are playing against the Wolf 2, who is playing a Fishy Fellow variant, which I'm very excited about. Here is our deck, which I've talked about at the end of the previous video, and here is his deck. I will not load it up in the other thing. He's got 4 Benevolent Bodyguard, which is pretty nuts. Kataki, Leanin Arbiter, Leanin Relic Warder, Skyasar, Thalia, Mother of Runes. This is actually going to be hard for me to win, and the True Believers and Banisher Priests are both very good against me. Cavern of Souls keeps his guys unable to counter anything. We at least have something to deal with Ghost Quarter, but he's got also this Land Disruption and Caracas. It's very scary. Fortunately, we have a Progenitus in this deck, which cannot be sucked up by a Banisher Priest. So we've metagamed a little bit. We would like to play first. We do not have an Oath in this hand, but we have a Brainstorm. That's pretty good. So the Island Sanctuary plan is a terrible one in this matchup, but because he can just Relic Ward it, or fly over it with Skyasar. We are not going to mulligan this hand. It's not optimal, don't get me wrong, but it can do something. So we're going to play this, and we might have to mana drain something, but that wouldn't be super spectacular. I'm playing this because I'd rather give him a 1-1 and still be able to crack a fetch with Brainstorm. That's essentially the logic here. So he's going to kill the land, that's okay with me. We don't have the Oath anyway right now, and he's eventually going to play creatures. So Forbidden Orchard is not that strong here as is. That's okay. I'm very much considering cracking the Lotus Petal, but I'm not going to give him this creature. That's fine. So we'll just hope to hit another land. Ooh, a Chrome Mox. I will let him do that and go down to 5 cards in hand. Banisher Priest, huh? I'm glad to see that gone. This guy we will Pondify after he makes it insane, I think. I don't think we're going to force this. That seems bad to me. Alright. So, good. We did hit a Flooded Strand here, which is fortunate. I believe I'm just going to play this, and I will probably turn it into an island here in a moment. We will pass the turn, though. Alright. This makes me very nervous. This is a hard matchup. I guess I wish I would have played a Fishy deck, because I was playing a variant designed to beat this, because I thought a lot of people would be playing it, but then I was like, shit, people are going to be playing like Pyroclasm and True Name Nemesis, how am I going to win? Well, let's see what's going on here. What do we have? We have a True Believer. That's going to be hard to beat unless I can Pondify that, which I might. Has he played a land yet? No, he's only going to attack for 1. So I'm actually going to Brainstorm here, I think. No, I'm going to do that during my... No, I'm going to... Because I want to keep up mana for mana drain next turn. Let's turn this into a basic island. I mean, then we have to worry about Ghost Quarter, but I guess we can deal with that when it comes time. Like, what am I actually going to Brainstorm into here with this True Believer? Probably nothing. That creature is probably going to end up getting Pondrified down the line. I don't know if I want to mana drain right now. I actually strongly think I don't. So, that's okay. Let's let this happen and I'll Pondify EOT. I mean, turning his guy into a 3-3 is actually kind of scary. That's basically what the issue is here. And I may want to Pondify this later, but dealing with the True Believer is probably going to be important. I really wish right now this were Swords to Plowshares. Because if I'm going to spend the Brainstorm too, I have to find another blue card. I really want to know what I'm going to see on the top of my deck. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm doing. We're not going to Pondify right now. I'm going to leave that an island. We're going to probably use a Brainstorm right here. We drew another land, which is fine. That's not ideal, but it's not horrible. Alright. I kind of want the Enlightened Tutor. Do I want to shuffle things away? Now I need to keep the Pondify. So I would have to shuffle away this Brainstorm and the mana drain. Like the mana drain probably isn't going to get cast for a little while now. This is hard. It's hard to play this deck. Maybe I'll just play a Savannah this turn. I mean, he can kill it, I guess. And then we lose the Trop Island. Okay, let's put a Mana Drain here and a Trop Island there. And I'm going to play the Savannah and pass the turn. So the plan will be to Enlighten Tutor for Oath, Pondrify the True Believer, and keep Force of Will for something that interacts with the Oath. Okay, well, there's a Caracas. That makes things tough. Okay, Kataki. I think I'm actually okay with that. We'll just have to use the Lotus Petal very soon. All right. So here, this is probably where I Pondrify the True Believer. That just seems so bad. Yeah, we're going to do it. All right. So he gets an ape. That's, I guess, okay. And then we take the damage, and we probably look for Oath here, and then just hope to deal with his answer. Okay. And we also hope to not hit Emrakul. We want to hit the Progenitus first. All right, so first things first, now we Enlighten Tutor, find an Oath. I think that's what we find here. Let's just make absolutely sure that's what we want. We can find explosives, but that doesn't seem ideal. Propaganda also doesn't seem ideal in this matchup. So let's find Oath. All right. First thing we want to do, I think, we want to leave our blue open. Or do we want to leave our Windswept Heath open? That's probably what we want to leave open. All right. And so we have to hope that he doesn't have any special way to deal with the Oath. I mean, he can make his Student of Warfare huge. That's kind of a problem. So there's that. There's also the Caracas situation, which you may want to keep open. We may want to Brainstorm if he doesn't do anything, but probably not, because we probably need to counter... I mean, if he plays a Cavern and a creature that can engage this... there we go. Oh, man. Oath. So he's got to at least pay mana for his Chrome Mox. That turns that off, essentially. Alright. So this Caracas is super scary, and we really want to find... not Emrakul, but Progenitus here. This Brainstorm is a good card to have in our hand. I would really like to see another blue card. That's what I want to draw here. I want to see a blue card that's not Progenitus. Well, no, with that shouldn't happen. Let's make sure we haven't... Okay, Ghost Quarter is actually fine. I've still got 2 basics in the deck. There's a Relic Warder. That makes me anxious. I am countering that now. Alright, so now he attacks, unfortunately, for 6, which is quite a lot, actually. And if this hits double strike range, which it shouldn't be able to, that's rough. So we really want to hit Progenitus here. And we did. Okay. Good. So that should keep things safe for now. Do we want to crack this? I don't think we do. Forbidden Orchard really sucks right now. So all we can do is pass the turn. We have to remember to keep clicking on that. And then this turn we're going to get an Emrakul, but I'm not sure that we want that. Keeping his Caracas open is essentially what we're doing. So he's going to be drawing a lot of cards now. Okay. And we force him to keep this Caracas open, I think, on one of the turns. All right. Do we want to go down to 9? I'm going to let this resolve and see what happens for the rest of the turn. If he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's a lot of damage. There's a level counter. So this has 2 on it. There's no way it's going to hit double strike zone. So that's 3 damage to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 10 damage perfectly. I think that means we don't want to find an Emrakul here. Because if we do, then he just Karakuses it. But that's 1 mana he can't use for something else. And then it means we don't draw the Emrakul, which would be horrible. But I just don't know if this Progenitus can win the game on its own. We have to find some way to eliminate one of his guys, right? How are we going to do that? Like, we could draw a Detention Sphere, I guess? Maybe I should plan on that happening. If I am going to plan on that happening, yeah. The question is, should I be cracking this and be willing to go to 9? I think so. Yeah, because we do not want to draw a land here. Alright. We have a Tundra or Tropical Island. We can cast anything we're going to need, I think. We don't want to cast probably another green card. So, do we want to find an Emrakul? It basically keeps him from using one of his mana, right? But he can bounce it with Karakas. I don't think there's a reason not to do this. Except that we go down to 4 cards in our library, I guess. There's that reason. Alright, so we have an Emrakul now, but it doesn't do very much. And we drew a Spell Snare? That doesn't do very much. Alright, so what are we going to do about this? Do we just lose the game because our creature isn't good enough? If this had only not been a Pongify. Okay. What else do we have? We should be able to figure out what's in our deck. Detention Sphere is gone. Rapid Hybridization is gone. Island Sanctuary is gone. So we're probably going to lose this game. I will play this. And he's going to Karakas for sure. Right? If he doesn't, he just loses. So he's going to do it. And there's also Jace gone. Man, so all of our answers are pretty much gone. Why did he do that? Because he knows he can just draw cards instead of kill me? I mean, that's a pretty good reason. Lotus Petal can't do much about that. Maybe he's just going to cast a Skyasar this turn. That I don't care about. Huh. So, Pongify sucks. We learned that. Would rather that gain my opponent some life, that's for sure. Probably won't be able to hardcast this guy. Alright. But at least we were able to draw another card. That is fine. We will pay 2 and let this happen. And we'll look at what's in our deck. A Rest in Peace, a Mental Misstep, and an Oath of Druids. Yeah, we won't put any of those in. That doesn't look good. That's not a good set of cards to have in the rest of your deck. Alright, so let's not use this Oath. We drew an Oath of Druids. That's pretty bad. I guess now we just hope he doesn't know he can kill us. But he's gonna know. So, my deck sucks because Pongify sucks, so there's that. And also, Progenitus is fortunately like something we actually have in this matchup. I wish like I had a propaganda or something. That would have been cool. That would have been what we needed. All right, let's just stop this mania and move on to the next game. All right, so what are things to consider here? One is to consider Dragon Breath. Let's see what he's going to bring in. He's got Rest in Peace, which don't do much. Serenity, which could. Path. Magus of the Moat. That makes Progenitus pretty horrible. But I can at least get rid of it on a 4th Mother of Runes. So he doesn't have that much. I don't think he's going to change his deck that much. Like, the question is, do I want to go a route where I just attempt to Dragon Breath into Emrakul? I don't know if I do. I think I want this Elishnorn in there, for sure. It can't kill a Magus the Moat. Let's cut Emrakul, not bring in the Dragon Breath, bring in the Explosives, bring in the Supreme Verdicts, bring in the Balance. What do we want here? Do we want to bring these in? I think we probably do. And then Curse Totem. Activated abilities of creatures can't be played. So the question is it worth him not being able to do some of those things, or is it not even that good? I guess it's probably worth having in the deck. We want to... Oh, this is not the match. All right. So what do we want to cut? Like, Pithing Needle doesn't seem extraordinary to me. It does pretty much what some of these other cards do. Island Sanctuary is terrible. Let's get it out of here. Hanjavai is pretty bad as is, but, you know, that's the way things go. Jace is actually not very strong against him, and I kind of want to cut it. Propaganda is not the strongest. I know that it does something. This Rest in Peace doesn't, though, so let's get that out of here. Curse Totem is still not the strongest card. It just makes his, like, moms unable to work. Yeah, I'm not sure that that's very good. Let's get that out of here. Not bring it in. Explosives I do like, though. These cards are really lame, but I need them. Because I need to be able to get rid of stuff besides Supreme Verdict. Let's see. I think that the Propaganda is not good enough, but I think that the Tension Sphere is. And then we need to cut one more card. What's it going to be? It's not going to be either of these. Though the Magus of the Moat does worry me. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we could put an Emrakul in here, too. And Karakas also bounces Elishnorn, but at least it does its dirty work first. So I need to cut something here. I think I'm going to cut a Mental Misstep, because I don't think it always counters what I want it to counter. We actually have a Supreme Verdict in this hand, so I think I'm going to keep it. I don't know if he has any answers to that, so let's roll with this. This hand is not very strong, don't get me wrong. But Supreme Verdict is cool. I've always wanted to play this card in Classic, and it looks like we'll finally have an opportunity. The one thing I have to worry about is Thalia, but I think I should be able to take care of this. And I just don't want him to get so much card advantage before I can drop Supreme Verdict. So he's choosing whether to mull. Maybe his hand is mediocre. I know that deck, it has pretty good mulligans, though, because it can recoup cards with Sky Hussar. I love that it's become like a real force in the format. It's great. All right, so he's thinking pretty hard. I will come back when he stops. All right, he stopped thinking. So we are going to drop a Lotus Petal right away. And I'm going to keep the other Lotus Petal, because letting him know our hand sucks so bad is not advantageous to us. The Brainstorm we have is not great. The only reason that this hand is even playable is probably because of Supreme Verdict. What I want him to do is to dump everything and then I waste his board and be able to follow it up with something. If he gets a slow start, I can just Wasteland this turn. I'm actually glad we have this, because the hard part is hitting the white here. And Forbidden Orchard is white, so we're going to play this land last. So Lotus Petal is going to have to do some of the dirty work in casting white. This is fine. It means he drains a card. I really hope it's a Sky Hussar, because I don't want him to be able to draw cards. It's Mom. I don't really care. Glad I didn't bring in the Curse Totem. I'm going to wait to Brainstorm a little bit. The deeper we can go into our deck, the better. I don't need to do it now, unless he plays something shocking that I need to answer right away. I don't know, I just might want to wait on this. Like, I might want to wait until I cannot possibly wait any longer. Alright. So, his creatures are going to be difficult to counter at this point. That's going to be the way it goes. Lean an Arbiter. That makes Brainstorm worse. That's okay. I don't have any shuffle effects even in my hand right now. Alright. So, I am, I think, going to use one of the Brainstorms now. See what we see. Second Supreme Verdict is very good. Okay, we have no shuffle effects. I'm not going to play this Forbidden Orchard until next turn, so where does it want to go? We'll put a Lotus Petal on top, and then the Forbidden Orchard. And then this turn, I'm going to waste his Cavern. And I think I'm actually going to play... No, I don't want to send... I don't want him to be able to revoke a Lotus Petal. Because that would be seriously damaging at this point. The background changed. That's cool. You know, sometimes these things happen. That sucks. Alright, so we're going to lose our land. There's nothing we can do about that. I guess if I'd played another Lotus Petal, I'd be able to crack both to keep the land, but I'm not even sure that that would have been good. Okay. No. We want to keep the top of the deck as is, right? Because we need our mana source? Now let's do it. I don't know if our deck just shuffled or not. We'll find out, I suppose. Student of Warfare. Do we counter that? No. We're counting on Supreme Verdicting stuff. That's our game plan. I don't want to counter that guy. It's a possible thing to counter. I did drop another Lotus Petal there. I am not confident in that move. Essentially, that means I'm going to have to counter a Revoker. If he plays it. What I really hope he does is he just dumps his hand. I want him to play 2 more creatures. But, like, the mana setup here is horrible. He was able to strip mine, essentially, my island. I used the Wasteland, which may not have been wise. That's fine. Just not Thalia, please. Ugh. Damn it. That makes it take 2 more turns. I think I can wait that long. I think. Ugh. I can't counter it, so, yeah. I mean, let's let it resolve. The question was whether I was going to crack a Brainstorm, but that didn't seem right to me. Alright. Take some more. Let's draw something good. Oh my god. That's not very good. Alright. So, we are going to pass the turn, keeping up force. We want to find a land very badly, but we can't even cast Brainstorm without cracking a Lotus Petal. That's horrible. Triple Lotus Petal draw. We've got 22 lands in the deck. That's not nothing. Wasteland! That's bad! Alright. So are we going to float here? He can counter something anyway. We're just going to get mana destroyed this game, I think. Wow. Yeah, it's going to be 2 turns now. We need to make a Brainstorm. And that involves cracking a Lotus Petal. So be it. Soul Ring! And an E-Explosives. And a Rapid Hybridization. All these cards are at least decent. This Supreme Verdict is probably not going to be cast for a while, but none of these cards are... None of these cards are lands. Okay, so... Yeah, let's do that. This is really horrible. Yeah, there's another one. We can't even do anything right now. And we would have to... This is really horrible. we would have to crack just everything to make anything happen. So this costs 1 mana to play. That's bad. We're just basically mana screwed. We just can't do anything. We actually just have no lands. So we're going to lose our first round with double Supreme Verdict in hand just because we could never cast it. Oh God, another Ghost Quarter? Yeah. Can't cast any of these. I could cast an Engineered Explosives for... I can't even cast it for 0. I could cast it for 1. We're at 1 life right now, so the real joke would be if... I mean, there's a Supreme Verdict on top. Alright. GG's. I'll reveal hand. So that was rough. We could not make it to a point to cast the Supreme Verdict. Alright, I will see you guys next round.